Should we... we're just doing single player today. I didn't feel like moving the TV.
Yeah, so we used to have 3 TVs.
Yeah.
And then one broke. Now we only have 2, and so we bring it up and down the stairs.
Yeah, well, it just got kind of annoying because of that.
Yeah.
So, the court went to great lengths to halt the construction of the Chelsea Tunnel, investigate the construction site to uncover what they were so desperate to hide. Alright, so that's where we're going.
Okay. Sounds good,
I've been playing Assassin's Creed 4, I was going to say 3, lately, the pirate one. And I gotta tell you, it's a much better game than this.
It is one of my favorite games of all time.
Really?
I really, really love that game. I really love the ship battles in it, especially. I think those are so much fun to do. Because I really like maneuvering the ship and feeling like I'm actually a pirate and plundering things and using the cannons. I just think it is so much fun. And it makes me sad that some people didn't like that.
I thought most people did.
I thought some people didn't, though, because I remember looking on Reddit one time when I was playing the game and seeing people shit on it, but maybe that was just a small subsection of people.
I mean, it is one of the most popular Assassin's Creed games ever.
If it's one of the most popular Assassin's Creed games ever, why didn't they make another game with ship stuff in it that's piratey?
I know I'm doing bad here. I'm not used to playing this anymore, and the driving was never very good.
I know you said Rogue has some ship stuff in it, but after that, they don't have any ship stuff in them, do they?
Odyssey, you get a ship, but it's mainly for travel. I don't remember if there's any kind of naval warfare.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm kind of wondering is, like, why they would get rid of that when things like Odyssey and things like Valhalla would have, in my opinion, really benefited from ship battles.
I've never understood why Ubisoft makes the decisions they do. Reach the Chelsea Tunnel construction site.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm here.
Okay, we're here.
It showed it here.
We're here and we're queer.
Oh, is it this? Alright.
Oh, okay, well, how are you supposed to see that?
Awesome. Whatever.
We're blind.
Whatever. Alright, so we'll head down.
So, what do you like,
We miss you, buddy. Who died?
We miss you, buddy, that's funny.
That's for Tim Drake's relationship with Stephanie. It's like a eulogy for it.
What do you think makes this game not as good as some of the other games that you've enjoyed?
Well, I actually don't think this game is bad. I do think, though, that, like, Batman's death is just really lame.
Uh-huh.
I also think that they write it in a way like I'm supposed to care. Uh-huh. And everybody was like, no, you will care when you play it, and I still don't care that he died.
I also still don't care. No.
Like, we didn't know that guy.
Belfry, I'm in. Looks like they hit some kind of underground tunnel. I'll probably lose comms down there. Mark my location. I'll check in as soon as I can.
Be ready for anything.
I actually care more about Commissioner Gordon dying.
Yeah, I do too. And also, by the way, I love Barbara, and I love her huge ass, and I love her little tiny waist and body. Like, she's perfect.
Uh-huh.
And I like the voice actress. She did a really good job.
Uh-huh, and she's very hot.
So, like, I like her, and I like Jason Todd. I think he's written pretty well. But I kind of think Dick Grayson...
You went by something you could have clicked on.
I think Dick Grayson and Tim Drake kind of feel like they're just here.
Yeah, they weren't written very well, were they?
No.
And I think the power explanation for Jason Todd is kind of dumb.
Last sent messages. It's stalking me. I don't think it's human.
That's kind of interesting.
I'm going to set my cell phone right on this perfect rock.
That's funny.
No, yeah, I agree. I think that the power thing for Jason is... honestly, I could buy getting some powers from the Lazarus Pit, but I just think it's not written well how they implemented it.
I kind of think they could have written the characters better. I think they could have made us care about Batman a little bit more. I think they could have made the detective stuff a little bit better.
A lot better.
And the traversal stuff better. And I think they could have made the story a little bit more engaging. Because to me, it personally feels a little bit cookie cutter. And not shocking or exciting enough, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like we lead up to some interesting things, but then when you get the payoff, it's not as good as you were expecting it to be.
Sorry I walked right off the edge.
That's okay. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's like when you find a really hot girl, but she's really boring in bed.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought, too. It's like...
There's a lot of stuff here that's, like, really enticing and salacious and, like, interesting looking, but then when you the build up to it is better than the climax and finishing of itself.
Yeah, like the Harley Quinn or the Mr. Freeze mission.
And then you're stuck there till the next morning and you have to find an excuse to get out of there. That's how I feel playing the game.
That's really funny. That's my sleep paralysis demon.
It's a cool looking thing, actually. They did a good job with this enemy.
That must have been that thing somebody said was stalking them. Something I love about this game, though, is the fact that you can play as Barbara, and she looks really hot in this game, and the graphics are really good, so you can take a lot of hot pictures of Barbara. And I think that is one of the best things to come out of this game.
That's true. I mean, I like Barb a lot, and I think she's cute, and I do like the whole... hey, our mentor is dead, now we have to take over thing, but I think that works best when you got to know the mentor.
Yes. Yeah, I completely agree. I also just kind of wish that this was built up to in a universe. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Arkham universe.
You've got to be kidding me. This place is huge.
I think that would have been a good build-up for it, but they could have made, like, just one game previous to this about like a Batman in this universe, and had us be introduced to these characters and kind of build up to a Gotham Knights game, you know?
Yeah, this kind of feels like you're starting... This reminds me of BVS.
Where you're starting in the middle of a story.
Yeah, where you're starting where the characters already have a lot of development, but you're just supposed to deal with it.
Yeah, and you're supposed to somehow know what happened before when nobody told you really anything.
And it would have actually made the characters even more interesting to see what happened before, not just be told something happened.
Yeah, it feels like when Zack Snyder got rushed and had to just make a bunch of movies, and not really got to tell the in-depth story he wanted to.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that's kind of what happened there, was they pushed him to do Justice League and BVS way too early, like earlier than he wanted to my understanding. He had wanted to take things slower.
Yeah, I thought he wanted to work up to it and make like another Superman movie or make a Batman movie or something beforehand.
I thought the plan was to do Man of Steel 2. I don't know what it was after that, but it never happened because WB.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It makes me mad because Man of Steel 2 would have been incredible.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about this too, though. Like, it's a lot of missed opportunities, and I feel like there was a lot of stuff built up to in the Arkham universe to go here. But
Again with you things?
This didn't even have to be Arkham, though. Like, it could have been something else. And, you know, I think what bothers me about it is the gameplay mechanics work. So I feel like one thing they do really well, and I saw an article about this, I don't know who it was from, but they were talking about how this shows that, like, superhero games with multiple playable characters is possible. Even though, like, most studios don't really seem to have an interest in making them. It's very possible to do. Like, you could make a TMNT game with Mikey, Raph, Donnie, and Leo, for example. Or you could make a Teen Titans game with, like, Robin and Starfire and, you know, others. You could do that kind of thing. This game shows that you can, because Barbara plays similar to Jason, but they're not the same. And I think they did a good job with that.
I do kind of wish when you picked a character, though, the dialogue was more unique to them.
Yeah, I think that was not done the best. I also just think this game didn't have the budget it should have had.
That's true.
And I think it's telling that, like, Arkham Knight was more impressive in 2015
Yeah.
than this is. I mean, even when I turn on Arkham Knight now, like, yeah, it's not quite as clear, but it actually looks better because of the rain and all these other little technical tricks they do to make the game look better. But I do think this game deserves credit for handling the Bat family better. I thought Arkham handled the Bat family not very well.
Yeah, I think it handled the Bat family kind of poorly, actually. That's why I said, like, you know, it doesn't have to be Arkham. They could have built up to it in a game previous to this, but I felt like this game should have been number 2.
The court's spending a lot of resources to mine whatever's down here.
In a series.
I also think, though, too, that you could, like, if you had made this Arkham, it would have solved a lot of those problems of those characters not being as well written.
Yeah, that's true.
I just got, what? Let me look at something really quick. So I just got this, oh, this is a different box.
Oh, good.
How do you get in there?
I'm not sure yet. I also think that one of the problems, though, with having so many playable characters at the same time is that it kind of feels impersonal to all of them, and you don't really get enough development for any of them in this game.
I thought Jacob and Evie Fry were done better in AC Syndicate. I think if you have like 2 or 3 instead of 4, it might be easier. But
Yeah, and I also think certain missions you should have to play as a certain character to get specific,
this is an X-ray analyzer, so it finds like certain minerals.
cool. To get specific development for them. Like, let's say maybe like there's some mission that you have to play as Barbara and you get development for her character, and then next mission you have to play as Nightwing, sort of thing. But then there's also missions where you can choose who to play as.
Samples of ore drilled out of the surrounding rock. And then these are spectrographic analyzers to like analyze the samples. You know, I think that would have been better because it would have been much more interesting to play the Mr. Freeze fight as Jason, because at the end there's a moment where it's like, should you just let him die? And I think that would have fit Jason's character way better than Tim.
Yeah.
Because Tim never would have even thought about that.
No.
Tim would not be like, maybe I should let him die. That's like saying Batman would have thought about that. He wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
Like-
But somebody like Tim might.
You mean
Somebody
Jason?
Like, yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody like Jason might. Somebody like Barbara also might.
Depending on the circumstance. I think she
Yeah.
would more with the Joker.
Depending on the circumstances and depending on what she thought was right.
Do you understand this? This thing is here. Find excavation research 1 out of 3.
Oh, you gotta go find the excavation research, stupid. Go over there. Turn. Yeah,
I
go that
already
way.
went in here and I did this.
Did you look at that? Oh, yeah. Hey, analyze those again. Yeah, you found that. You didn't analyze all of them.
I guess I just didn't analyze that thing.
So,
Sorry.
try analyzing more orange things.
Tell me if you see orange things. Clearly I don't see them very well.
Let's keep walking around. I don't think there's anything left here.
And I thought I did them all here.
Let's see. Maybe look up or something?
Well,
Be on a shelf.
let's go look in this other
Okay.
room over here in case I missed something. We'll look right here and then we'll go to the next area.
Good idea, good idea. Make sure you look on the shelves and stuff like that.
Nothing here.
Nothing.
Is that something? No, I saw something.
No.
That wasn't anything.
Is it in our asshole?
Well, I'm gonna have to drop trowel and check.
Hey, look, it's right there. It's on the wall. See? Those orange
Oh.
things.
They already extracted what was in here.
Yeah, they're gonna extract you next.
If Dick Grayson was here, he'd put his, you know what, in there.
Like a glory hole?
Yeah, it's a glory hole.
Nice.
Do people actually use those? I know it used to be a thing.
I don't know if they're a thing anymore, to be honest, and I personally wouldn't trust it with all of the diseases going around.
I'd also be afraid that someone was gonna bite off my Johnson if I put it in there.
You're Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, I
Or
might.
that I was going in a guy.
I might bite it off for you.
What the heck?
You'd be afraid of going in a guy? What are you, homophobic?
When it comes to me personally, I'm very homophobic, yes.
You're anti-gay?
I'm anti-me being gay.
Why are you afraid of buttholes?
I'm very pro everyone else being gay, just not me.
Just not me.
Unless it's Nate.
What if it was a woman's butthole, but you couldn't tell if it was a woman or a man's
Extraction
butthole?
room. That sounds promising.
Well, if I can't tell, then I don't know it is, so what do you mean?
Would you, like, knock on the wall and be like, hey, you a chick?
And then you hear this back, yes! It's clearly a man.
Yes, I'm a woman.
I fell off the edge and I ran like a Looney Tunes character again.
Do some people put their, like, holes up to the
that's
receiving end of a
Yeah,
glory hole?
yeah.
Really?
At least in Rule 34. That I've been told about by Nate, not that I've, looked at myself.
Oh, okay.
Turn around.
I thought...
Whoa.
Maybe now I can get a sample of whatever they're mining down here.
There was no one around in the other area either.
I thought it was just for mouths.
No, not only. It's
Yeah,
for
there was
whatever,
nobody in the mining area.
It's for whatever the imagination can hold.
That makes sense.
What's this? You want to read this?
November 12th, 1841. Extraction process refined. Viable
Wow.
sample acquired and sent to lab for further testing. July 16th, 1862. That's like 20 years later. Samples testing provided exciting results. Council was pleased. It took you 20 years!
Maybe they got more.
May 11th, 1904. Quotas increased. Mine cannot sustain this degree of output. February 7th, 1921. Cannot meet quotas despite improved extraction process. Price no show this morning. October 1st, 1935. Success in refining process. Cannot afford to relax. Expectations have been made clear. August 16th, 1960. Mine sustainability in peril. The voice will not be pleased. September 3rd, 2016. Production drying out. This may prove to be my final entry.
Wait, so how would it be this guy's fault that they ran out of ore?
I don't know. Apparently the Court of Owls are super barbaric.
Do you think this guy's been around since 1841, or do you think it was something like his son and grandson like before?
I don't know.
Because it seems like this kind of thing is passed down.
I can't...
Which makes it more weird that Oswald was not in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. And I couldn't tell you. Maybe Oswald's parents also turned it down, or maybe he himself turned it down.
He might have, but it seemed like they were in it.
Like his parents?
Yes. That cowl looks stupid.
Yeah, it does. It makes her look square.
It makes her just look like angrier Batman.
Oh, I thought it made her look like a square.
I hate these.
From A Crown. Go over and read that.
A note in the margin reads, at current recoverability rates, we will not reach our targets before this mine is depleted. We must find more reliable extraction methods under a new source. A report on various acids and samples. Okay.
Maybe
Read
these
the-
samples can tell me what they're looking for.
Okay, well. From A Crown Breakthrough. I did some tinkering and went back to some older composite samples. It turns out what we thought was waste ore just needed a different extraction treatment. The carbonic acid damaged the sample, but the sulfuric acid solution worked perfectly. At this rate, we'll hit our targets for Project Polias before the deposits run out. I'm preparing a report for the council.
What do they need this mining operation for? Is it money?
I don't know.
Also, what ore are we selling here?
We're looking. Composite ore detected.
A failed experiment. A note on the sample reads, I tried to use carbonic acid to increase the yields on the sample, but the element I extracted was damaged. A failed experiment. So let's press X on that.
We're just process of eliminationing now?
No.
No.
Then we're going to use the sulfuric acid on this one because it won't damage it. Okay, never mind. Ammonium nitrate.
I like how you could skip to the solution if you really wanted to.
I wanted to figure it out. The sulfuric acid solution worked perfectly. So, this one's already been extracted. Let's press X on this one. Inserting composite ore into sulfuric acid. I did it. Here you go.
I still don't get the result, but thanks.
Magnesium. What the hell is that?
So I had to click on the composite ore that had
Maybe
not
the
been
Bat
extracted
computer will have some
before.
answers. If I ever find my way out of here.
And then put it in the sulfuric acid.
Dionysium's a little bit like Lazarus. I don't know if in this game they're going to say it is, but Dionysium was in the Batman Endgame storyline.
Oh, really?
And it tied into like a story with Joker and Batman.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
What did it do?
Gave its users a semi-immortality if they kept using it.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. I think like Lazarus is like a polluted version of it or something like that, and Dionysium's like the like concentrated pure version.
But can it still fuck a person up?
I don't know. I don't really remember. I don't think it does actually. I think Dionysium keeps them just going, kind of like Vandal Savage or whatever. But you'd have to look.
So instead of being corrupted like Raish, the Court of Owls would be all good in the facilities, pretty much.
You mean all good in the hood?
Yeah.
Yeah, they.
I mean, like in their upper facility area, like their brain.
breasts.
Their
oh,
brain.
oh, sorry. Barbara's like, maybe this will make my tits bigger.
Well, it could. Yeah, let's just inject some into her breast. Let's see.
Yeah, no, you would. My understanding with
Get me outta
Dionysium
here.
is you would not go crazy. Batman actually destroyed the known supply of it on purpose because he thought it was too dangerous for people to have access to.
I agree. I do think it's a little too dangerous for people to have access to. We're not meant to live forever.
He didn't even use it on purpose. Like he in a story, he falls into it, and he should have died, but because he falls into it, he lives.
Uh-huh.
But, later on, when he, like, regains his memories and stuff, he purposely gets rid of the Dionysium in Gotham.
I kind of think that's a good idea to do. I hope we do that in this story.
I would have kept it for myself, but that's why I'm not Batman.
Ah, jeez.
So you're still alive. It's clear you don't understand your place. We earned our power. We shaped Gotham into the great city she is today. We are the protectors, not you. You're just bats. And I'll devour bats.
Yeah, some of my problems with cutscenes like this is he said, like, oh, you're still alive. But we played as...
Dick Grayson and Red Hood.
Yeah, and no, we played as Dick Grayson and Tim Drake.
No, not here.
No, in the one where we fell into the pit where we were gonna die?
No, Jill, we really were Nightwing and Red Hood.
Okay.
Go back and look at it.
Well, either way, we didn't play as Barbara, but he acts like Barbara fell into the pit. And I guess that's kind of like one of the continuity things that annoys me in this game.
I agree. I wasn't trying to tell you you're wrong, but you kept saying you were right, and I'm telling you that's who we played as.
Well, you know what? I'm always right because I'm the wife in this relationship, and as a woman with a disability, I deserve to be coddled. What do you think of that?
I just didn't want to talk to you anymore.
Why?
Whoa, look at that. It broke and put it in the thing.
I was just making a joke.
No.
Okay. Are these like weird frog people?
No, they are supposed to be owl. They're basically like zombies.
Oh, they're like owl zombies?
Yeah.
Did they go to Monster High?
No, and they used to be human.
Oh. Did they get like injected with like owl DNA, kind of like Man-Bat?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really remember the story of what they are. I just know that they work for the Court Owls. They're
And
kind of
they're
like
icky.
mindless zombies that do whatever they're told. And they defend the court.
You think we're gonna learn more about them in this game?
I really don't know what they're gonna get in depth into here.
I actually really like the Court of Owls stuff and think that's really interesting.
I think it's sad that the Court of Owls had to be in things that are gonna make people think they're uninteresting and water them down.
Yeah,
For
me
example,
too.
this. Or, for example, the Gotham Knights TV show.
Uh-huh.
Which very clearly just ripped off elements of this game while creating something, not very good.
It is very obvious that the Gotham Knights TV show just heard this game was coming out and that the Court of Owls was going to be in it and thought, let's market off of that.
Yeah, I like how the game Twitter account had to let everyone know we're not affiliated with that show.
That's
because
really
they
funny.
seemed embarrassed by it.
Yeah, because they used the same exact name and the Court of Owls as well, so of course people were going to be confused.
Right. Well, especially more casual fans.
And they came out around the same time.
Yes. Oh my.
I kind of wish this was...
You kind of wish what?
I kind of wish this was specifically a Batgirl game, to be honest. I kind of wish they'd make a specifically Batgirl game, make a specifically Nightwing game, specifically Robin game,
Something's blocking the
specifically
door. Probably debris
This doesn't
from
matter,
the
Jill.
cave-in.
specifically Red Hood game, and then lead up to Gotham Knights.
That would have been cool. I think the problem is I don't know who would buy a game called Red Hood.
I would.
We would. Everybody says
Not out
that
of the
when I
woods
say
yet.
that. Just because you would doesn't mean the general audience would. I think you have to get those people too, or a video game can't be profitable. That's the problem.
Well, you could name it something like
Batman, blah blah blah.
Batman something something Red Hood. Or Batman something
Please
something
tell me that's a
Batgirl.
way out.
That would sell.
I think that would be smart to do. I think there was a lot of hubris from WB going into this game. They just thought oh, it's going to be a success no matter what.
Uh-huh.
And remember, they tried to cover up the truth around it,
Yeah.
which was really weird.
And they lied to people.
Yeah, and then when people called them out, like me, with stuff that was not illegal, which was just public information at that point,
Yeah.
they tried to give copyright strikes and stuff.
It was like Arkham Origins again.
And then they lost the
Yes.
copyright strike.
Yes, they did.
So it was kind of pointless.
It was funny too.
It was a waste of their time. But
Sometimes the way WB handles their company makes me wonder how they're successful and I'm not.
I don't know if they are as successful as you think. You know,
Really?
because, like, there's a reason they got sold.
Belfry,
Oh.
you there?
We
Who
seem
bought
to
them?
have you back, Batgirl.
Discovery.
Are you all right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm fine. The court is mining some strange substance, and it looks a hell of a lot like... Belfry, you're cutting out. Belfry?
You take forever to do the simplest of tasks. We have things to discuss. Come find me.
Why should she be in a bitch? If she wanted us to do it faster, maybe she could have done it herself.
Oh, no, I don't like this version of Talia very much.
I don't like this version of Talia very much either. She's very unlikable, and I don't think... Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I don't think she's as pretty as the Arkham one.
I just think she's not as likable as she was in Arkham or Batman the Animated Series or really any of it.
I agree. I also didn't think Harley was as likable or as pretty, in my opinion, but I know some people thought differently about that.
I liked Harley, but I didn't like her motivations. They sucked. They were really badly written.
I thought she was more interesting in, like, literally everything else.